Hari Om to all. Today is our Tattvabodha's 13th session, wherein we'll be dealing with Samadhana and Mumukshutva. So before going into that, let us just take the blessings of Guruji with the prayer. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram, Vyaptam Yena Characharam, Tatpadam Darshitam Yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama, Asmadacharya Paryanta, Vande Guru Paramparam. Narayana Samarambha, Shankaracharya Madhyama, Asmadacharya Paryanta, Vande Guru Paramparam. So, the question, let us start on with the Samadhana, and then we'll go to Mumukshutva. So, Vaishnaviji, there is one line of Sanskrit shloka about Samadhana. Tell that and let us know what Samadhana is. Vaishnaviji?
Yes, ma'am. I've written it down. Ma'am, sadhana chatushtayam kim nitya vastu vivekah. And I think it's after that.
No, Samadhana. Samadhana kim?
Samadhana kim?
Chitaikagrita.
Yes, ma'am.
So you can tell what Samadhana is.
Ma'am, it is the once is a tranquility of mind. Only in a sattvic state you can attain any kind of peace. If after the whole process of Dhamma, Shama, Uparati and Titiksha, what is it that comes to you? After you have controlled your mind and after you have decided to look inwards and turn the senses and the mind inwards, and even Titiksha, the shock absorber like quality that you have tried to attain. And the end result of this process is that you achieve the state of Samadhana, the state of perfect calm. And when you do the shravana-manana-nidhidhyasana, and you're focusing on the realization of self and truth, there is a strong undercurrent like peace inside, and that is a advanced stage of our journey towards the ultimate truth. Ma'am, I think
one sentence Guruji has said, which is exact definition of Samadhana. Can you please tell that, if you know? Or anybody can tell. Jaishriji?
Samadhana comes when we have single focusing mind. That mind will not jump here and there without any doubts.
So the single point of focus of mind for the pursuit of self-realization is Samadhana.
Samadhana.
So that focus has to come, as Vaishnaviji said, without the others, this state, we cannot come to the Samadhana state at all. When mind is in turmoil, how can I have the focus of mind on the self-realization? When some things are burning within me, it will be a real problem in not focusing my mind onto self-realization. So that is when all this Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Upardi, all those has to be understood, applied, and we must practice that and do sadhana on that. Sudhaji, what are the supporting qualities which will help samadhana? So we have discussed all these, but yet, and what are all the conditions when mind cannot focus on realization?
So we're still talking about Samadhana only,
Yes.
not Mumukshutva. Okay. So what Prabhuji is saying is that even if one of the qualities is missing, that you have Shama, Dama, but you don't have Titiksha, or you have Shama, Dama, Titiksha, but you don't have Shraddha. Shraddha means finding a guru in who's the epitome of Atmajnana, who's the personification of Atmajnana, who lives his life as an Atma, so that when you sit in his presence and you feel that, yes, he can guide me, he knows the way. And then he is an honest guru in the sense that he is taking his knowledge from Vedanta or the Upanishads. He is not giving his own new philosophies over there. So if any one of these conditions, that is, Shama Dama is not there also, it is not possible to go forward. Shama Dama Titiksha is there, but you don't find joy in, God, self-realization in these processes of japa, tapa, or manana. If you don't find joy, then again it will not happen. Or if you have not found a guru who is based his teachings of scriptures, then you will not have this samadhana, the state of tranquility, where you feel, yeah, now I have got everything. All that is left is my pursuit. So all these conditions have to be there. That's what Prabhuji is saying. And one other point that Prabhuji added in the end was that it is not progressive. That is, first you do Shama, then Dama. It is not.
Yeah, let me ask that question to somebody else.
And then, yeah.
You very well said, but continued also. Vaishnaviji,
Yes.
should I have to practice one Shat Sampatti and then move on to the other quality?
You have to be aware of it's a multifaceted, multi-pronged approach. You cannot, and they are not mutually exclusive. And the wholesome application of all these principles will actually refine your journey there.
So it is, if at all I have the control of the mind, which is not so easy, which is very difficult, kashta sadhya. But still, when I proceed in that direction, automatically Dhamma comes into picture. So when the mind is controlled, the desires also naturally gets controlled, and there is a little balance. It's okay. I don't get affected with any of the adverse situation. Maybe if I want to have buy a mobile or something like that, if I don't buy also, it's okay. That is the balance of mind that I get. That is nothing but titiksha. So wherein I'm controlling the mind, and the senses are also not going into it. Yes, that mobile is so good, iPhone, whatever is the latest one, that is so good, that it doesn't drag me into that. So when one is controlled, the other automatically, especially the control of the mind, is something that is really important. When that is controlled, the rest all come as a part and parcel of that. So it is that it simply blooms. A flower doesn't, only one petal doesn't bloom. Everything blooms. So it is in the same way here also. It is combined work of all these Shat Sampatti that will happen when we really are into the sadhana of controlling the senses, controlling the mind, then how to get the balance, and how to have the complete focus only for any and every situation. How can I just be thinking of self-realization? That is the focus that I have, and what is the way I can be having the all the shraddha on the guru bhakti, the of Shrotriya and Brahmanishta guru. First of all, we should get one such guru. That is something, that is how we have come here, and we are able to discuss for almost 6 months now. Otherwise, apart from his blessings and his guidance, we couldn't have done so much. And it is very simple also. Nothing much complicated, but still we will have to practice for years together. Because of our way of living all these years, to get over that, we need some practice. But each day if we practice, the effect of that can be known only when we miss one day. After maybe some 15-20 days of practice, we miss one day, then we can realize what sadhana is and what we missed and what was the benefit of that 20 days of all these practices that we have done. So many of you would have done also, and you would have experienced also. Jai Shri Ji, what is Mumukshutva?
Desire for liberation.
Yeah. So it is the burning desire for liberation.
Burning desire.
Yes, yes. Desire for liberation. That means, what is that? What is liberation?
Liberation.
Or I can ask Sudhaji.
Yeah.
Sudhaji.
So Prabhuji explains Mumukshutva like this. What he says is that normally, while we may still have, this Shat Sampatti, still you'll find that on very close observation that you are always feeling trapped in situations, in relationships, and you have this feeling that you're not in control. You may have titiksha and you may accept it, or you may have shama and dama and you may control your mind. But underlying very strong feeling in all this sadhana is that we understand that we are not in control. We are the slave of circumstances or situations or some external factors. So the strong feeling that comes to us that we are the slave and not the master will make us find out what can free us from this feeling. And that you realize is that because your mind is entangled, and for you to become really free, we want the mind to become free. And Prabhuji also says that to arrive at such a point that, I want freedom, and freedom is not from anything outside me. It is within me, my own mind. I have to become free of this mind. To arrive at that point, it takes a great journey. That is, you have to go through life and see a lot of back and forth, and then a sense of maturity comes to you where you say, fine, I'm done with all this. Now the only thing that can free me is Atma Jnana. So I will go for Atma Jnana under all circumstances. That will be my goal. So then when a person arrives at that point in his life, he's said to be a mumukshu.
Correct. So basically, liberation means the unsatisfactory feeling. So that unsatisfactory feeling, whatever I do, say, if at all I said, I want to buy a latest iPhone, that means to say that when I buy that, I should be completely satisfied, that I don't want to have anything more. It need not be mobile. I need not even have a desire for anything else. That is satisfaction. But here what is happening is, if this satisfaction is completed, there is another one that is arising. So satisfaction is not completely satisfying me, but there is something that is lacking. That is what is the slave mentality that I am having now. Let me say, oh, what is controlling me? Who is controlling me? What am I slave of? Vaishnavi ji, you can answer this.
There are so many things in our circumstances that we are drawn to, and we are slaves of our own desires, of our commitments, of our prerequisite duties and responsibilities that we must be doing. But that way, the mind is constantly in a state of worry or thought, or the need for fulfillment, and that enslaves us in constant ways.
So I am a slave of my mind and slave of the society. That is what is me. So I am entangled in the mind, and that mind depends on the society. So how to become the master from being a slave? Jai Shri ji.
To become master, we should free ourselves from thoughts which is disturbing us. And we should seek for the ultimate happiness, and that ultimate happiness is within us only. We should not go and seek outside. We should seek it inside us, and the desire, ultimate peace and desire is called Mumukshutva. We should try hard to get near Mumukshutva, to achieve Mumukshutva in our life. And for this, we need a lot of maturity in our life. Something. And we should work with sadhana, chatushtaya, and sampatti. We should work towards that to achieve this mumukshutva. That's all.
You have told it completely correct and perfectly said. So basically, to become a master from being a slave of the mind is, as you said, you have thoughts, get freedom from those thoughts. So how first of all, I must understand that I am a slave to my thoughts. That is the first step. Being aware that I am not okay is the first step. So after that only can we know that I am not happy because of my mind. So how to come out of that slave and how to become a master of that? So for that you must be a witness to those thoughts. How to be witness to those thoughts? You will have to drive your attention not to the objects outside you, or you should not get caught in the desires of life, but you must direct it towards one single purpose, that is Mumukshutva, that is liberation, burning desire. That is also a desire, but the ultimate desire, which will not lead into another desire. Ramana Maharshi always says, it is okay to, maybe if at all I want to have masala dosa, it's okay to eat a masala dosa, you relish it. But that desire mustn't lead you to some more other desires. Following that, it shouldn't have some more desires. I want this. The next, another one linked to that. That is where one desire must not lead to another desire, must be taken care by what? By our thoughts. So we will have to have the control of the thoughts. The Shama must be very strong. So basically, I want to become free, peaceful, happiness. All those can come only when I feel that I want to realize my true nature. And this is called Mumukshutva. Okay, so this ends the complete talk of talk 17. So we will now move on to the scenario-based questions, wherein it will be situation wherein we would have undergone that, we would have faced it, but how can we handle with this knowledge? This is just the knowledge that we have taken. It is not that we are applying it into our life situations. But how can we do that? That is very important. So for that, let me just ask who has to answer now? Sudhaji, is it? Next is Sudhaji, who will be answering. Say, for example, you are on a strict diet, and you have been invited for a family gathering, and then there your favorite dish is there. So you're on diet, and maybe you think it as fasting itself. You're on a strict diet. Who is it, or what Shat Sampatti will you be applying here?
I think it will be both a mixture of Shama and Dhamma.
Mm-hmm.
Because control of the mind, which I must have been practicing already for some time now. And then when I go to that lunch or dinner or whatever, that family meal, then another thing is control of my senses, because when you see that dish is there, your eyes, your mouth, your tongue, everything will want that experience. So then comes in the control of the senses. So probably, like Prabhuji says, avoid, move away, not dwell on the thoughts of that dish. So both are needed, both Shama as well as Dhamma.
Yes, yes. So basically, this is, if you take it as a capsule, it is basically Dhamma, because it is controlling the sense organs of the taste. The tongue has to be taken care of. Of course, everything, all the senses are ruled by the mind, and without which it cannot be controlled. So as you said, both are needed, but specifically it is Dhamma. So each is interlinked. Next question goes to Vaishnavi ji.
Yes, ma'am.
Say, for example, if you want to, if you have made up your mind, all this while you have not done meditation, and now you have made up your mind to do meditation. Or instead of meditation, of course, we'll close our eyes and we'll somehow make ourselves to sit there and do. If at all you have made up your mind to study something about Vedanta, so maybe Advaita Vedanta, some text you want to start to study. So, but you get so many calls or so many messages that is popping up. How is it that you will not get distracted to pick the phone and answer it or message it? What is the message? We are into social media so much, we are dependent on it. How is it that you can keep yourself from being distracted? What is the Shat Sampatti there?
Ma'am, again, of course, we have to control our sense organs and the mind, both. So, Dhamma and Shama both being important here. It is also necessary that we break things down into steps. From somebody is a big
Is it only Shama and Dhamma?
So, ma'am, you have to always also turn inwards. Uparati is also equally important. So we have to break down into manageable steps. For a beginner to immediately understand Vedanta through meditation, through following the path of meditation is difficult. A few things like shutting out your phone or keeping it on silent, and then understanding that these are certain steps that will take you to a larger truth and eternal happiness, rather than immediately gratifying your senses by looking at those notifications. So you are focused on the goal, and the means also being as important as the goal. you understand that, it is through these very steps that you are actually practicing, Shama and Dama, by actually physically cutting down things like this, and as actually putting yourself in a position to start meditating. Physical things that you have to do to make it a practice. A habit has to form a habit is a very difficult thing. The physical actions and the mental restraint both are important.
And yearning for the purpose that you're fixed for
Yes.
studying it.
Yes, ma'am. So the whole purpose of the mumukshutva, that has to be gradually, the moksham moktum ichchati mumuksha anta, but the burning, the intense
Desire.
desire. Unless that is the engine of your journey, you cannot move forward.
Correct. So, such situations come to us many a times. How well can we link these learning to our life? Is something that we'll have to keep recollecting, so that this is how we can progress in the spiritual path. Otherwise, simply for the sake of the knowledge, if we learn this and I know about Shat Sampatti, Sadhana Chatushtaya, I know. So that increases the ego basically. So to avoid that, we will have to start applying. Oh, what has been learned? Let me put it here. Is it easy? How difficult is it? How many times do I do? FIR, Guruji has said, that is frequency. Say, if at all I am not able to concentrate on the distractions and I'm being perturbed by the distractions, how many times is this happening? Today it has happened 10 times of distractions. The next time I do, if at all it is 9 times, I have improved. You cannot drastically come to 0. So from 10 to 9 is an improvement, great improvement. So that is the frequency. F is the frequency of occurrence of my transformation, or the changes that I need to do it on myself. I is the intensity. So when a message or notification comes, and that internally, how it happens, I want to see this. What is the message? Who has sent it? It might be important. It might be urgent. All those are the pressure that you might really have. But still, that intensity has to die down. It's okay. I am doing this. Be in the present. And recovery. So from this intense feeling, how fast can I come back to the present moment is what is recovery. Even the anger, for that matter, if at all you take up anger, you can understand FIR with anger very well. Angry, with all the intense anger, I scold my child or for some mistake. But what is the frequency? If it is once in a week, will it be once in 15 days? That is frequency. Then intensity. It goes even after completion of my scolding my child, I carry on with those conversation. He told like this, I told like this. He told like this, I told like this. So that is the intensity. It has gone very deep in me. How fast can I come out of that is recovery. So again, this has to be applied so that frequency, intensity, recovery. If we are aware of all this, we can come out of it very easily, because awareness itself will make us not to scold anybody. How, in a different way, can I tackle the situation? Maybe with urgency, I might scold. I might not have time, or there is something else that is pressurizing me to scold. So a number of times I've told, I've lost my patience, I will scold. So all these have to be analyzed and then thought of. FIR has to be taken care, and it works. So this is where all these controlling of the mind, controlling of our senses, controlling of how the forbearance, that is how effective is my shock absorber. All these comes into picture. What is the level of patience that I have? That also comes into picture. Everything comes hand in hand. So that must be taken care. Next question is to Jai Shri ji.
Yes, madam.
say, for example, there is some criticism that is done on me. Say there is some buddy who simply scolds me without me having done that mistake. So what is it that I can do then? I have not done a mistake purposefully, but there is a blame on me. There is a continuous criticism done by somebody on me. How can I handle that?
Titiksha, apply mark. We should practice titiksha, madam. And we should be able to get through the pain and that egoness in us should go off. And we should analyze ourselves and try to think in a positive way. Why that remark was made on me? Is it just justified? Or how I can explain to the person that I am not doing anything wrong? And that's all, madam. I'm tired today and my mind is not
No,
working.
you are answering correctly only. All the answers are perfect. You always tell that you're not satisfied with your answers, but you tell it very well.
Thank you, madam.
So your unsatisfaction should lead to the self-realization. So anything that you do is unsatisfied. So it is only the self-realization which can make you satisfied and peaceful.
Yeah. Yes, madam. We have
That
to
is
practice more on that part.
Yes. So answering is unsatisfactory means many other things are unsatisfactory. What is
Yes.
it that I need to, what path can I take? It is Mumukshutva. That is desire to get liberation or understand, discover liberation. It is not somewhere you will have to get it. In the first few chapters, first few talks, we have understood that it is my original nature, the true nature, essential nature of myself that uh, is to be discovered. The covering has to be removed, nothing else. What is that covering? As you said, ego, you said, it may not be all these words that we can use. It may not be Shama, it may not be Dhamma, it may not be Titiksha. But you know the meaning, the essence of it, that must be applied. It cannot be the, if at all I don't understand Sanskrit, what is the use of putting that Sanskrit word? Only Shama means, what is this? Oh, it is control of mind. Dhamma means it is control of senses. Only when I know that meaning, just if I know Shama without the meaning is known, then it doesn't work for me. So you said ego, you should analyze, you said you should, whatever you said, you're putting it in a practical way. That is all. So you have said it perfectly well. You're applying it, but how well can you link it to or direct it to Mumukshutva? Being a Mumukshu is what is very important. So not staying here, but moving forward in the spiritual path. So the last step is that, so at least we must have that. In any exam, 100 marks is the maximum, means I must aim at 100. If I aim at 80, I will get 60. So if I aim at 100, I might get a little less. So in the same way, we must aim at Mumukshutva. At least I must be always thinking of getting liberation or understanding myself. Self-realization is what I must acquire, or I must be in, abide in the self. So, as you said, you may not link this titiksha, ruparti, or shraddha, whatever, but only thing is, you can just, your understanding shows that you have already started to apply. Because there are so many situations, may not be what I'm asking, but there are so many each and every day, the way we converse with others that might affect us. How to be a sakshi to all those? Just awareness of it will help us to move forward. So you are always answering very well, Jaishiji.
Thank you, madam.
Who should answer now? Sudhaji, is it? Okay. Say, for example, you've got some surplus amount of money. Say, somehow unexpectedly, you got some amount of money, and you wanted it to be saved for some emergency fund. Like you just wanted for some emergency, let me just save it. You might think, but you are tempted to buy a gadget which is maybe you wanted it for a long time, but you would really not need it. It is not essential. How would you handle this?
Again, like you said, control of mind is basic to all the other qualities. In the seven qualities, Mumukshutva comes at the end, and control of the mind, Shama, comes at the beginning. But unless you have the Mumukshutva in some proportion, it may not be complete, perfect, crazy, burning for liberation, like you said. But somewhere you must have Mumukshutva, which says that that is my ultimate goal and I have to live and work towards that goal. Then the next thing that comes up before you is control of your mind. And once you know that, I have a higher goal, then your mind has something else. Mind always needs something to hang on to. So when the mind is given a higher purpose, I can take it up very well also. So in the same way over here also, if you have got some surplus amount of money, then of course we get overjoyed. Then there is that titiksha where Prabhuji has told us that you should not go up or you should not come down. You should remain balanced. So there also there is titiksha. Once you have Mumukshutva and you have Shama and you have Titiksha, then all these cravings of the mind that says, oh, I want to buy that, I want to have this because my friends have it or my relatives have it, I also want to be equal to them. All these feelings, you'll be able to quickly put it in perspective and control your senses and do what has to be done in that situation.
Very well said. Next question to Vaishnavi-ji.
Yes.
Say, for example, you've been practicing this spiritual practices, many in your own way. But the people around you may tell, and they may even mock at you, oh, you have not improved anything. Why is it that you need to continue it? It is sheer waste of time, or it is very impractical. All these may discourage you also, or they may speak a few words that will be discouraging. How is it that you will deal with this?
Again, by applying the principle of Mumukshutva and Titiksha, the whole process of reaching the ultimate truth is ridden with a path of stones, and it is definitely not easy. And these are the few reminders that you must get stronger from within. And also the more reason to fortify your intense desire for the truth. So if that is the case, if I have been told that this is that there is no difference I will have to keep patience and try harder. But as far as I am trying and I'm on the path and I'm continuing to do the process of Shat Sampatti, I think what happens externally must not matter.
Yeah, very well said. So that means to be a sakshi to these things, and it might affect also. It's not that it doesn't affect. Oh, is it so? You start to question yourself. Oh, is it so? Nothing has been improved. Have I improved or not? Because they're all telling, they know me so well for so many years, but still they're telling that I have not improved in any way. Is it true? That is the first question that will be asked by ourselves. So there we must understand ourselves very well, in the sense that how was I maybe 2-3 months back or a year back? How am I now? What is the internal changes that have happened to me? What is the thought process that have, the pattern of the thought process that is changed? All these maybe very subtle way there will be changes that are happening in us that may not be visible to the others. We may remain the same to the others, but yet we will know within ourselves how we have changed. The way we are accepting many things will be different now. So it is only we who can know what we are thinking. So I can know about my thinking. Nobody else, whoever is very close to me, also cannot know what I'm thinking. So how am I accepting my life? So be it how balanced am I taking all the circumstances? So all these, how is my mind working? How am I aware of it? So all this comes into picture. So this whole process, maybe the viveka also comes into picture. The discriminating power here comes into picture, wherein what they say, if I readily accept, I don't think that should be okay. Or if I completely reject, I should question, understand, and put an end to it. So they're doubting me. So there is not much of change that is visible to them. That is one awareness that I can get when they question me with, oh, there is no improvement at all in you. So why is it that is not being shown? I need to work on myself more. So it must, anything must make me go inward. That is something that works very well. So it is not going outward. Oh, he said like this, she said like this. So I have not improved. I've improved so much. Why did they say they don't like me? All those can happen. But instead of that, if we go inward, haven't I changed so much? Is there much more to change? So that it can be visible to others also. Not for their sake, but for my own sake. Okay, that is what is uh, uh, we can know when there is some criticism or some thing that we think we are okay, but the other point, maybe we have not progressed. This is how we'll have to be as an observer, be the witness, and then do the same thing, continue the same thing, do the sadhana. Very well said, Vaishnavi ji. Jai Shri ji.
Yes, ma'am.
Say, for example, maybe you have faced this and you know this very well and you've handled it very well. So I would like to put the same question to you. There is an illness that is diagnosed and it is long term, and you get frustrated about it, which is not acceptable. So you want to get out of it, but you're unable to get out of it. What is it that you will do? The thought process is so much that there is no acceptance. The illness is such. So how is it that you can take this situation?
The first thing is I should make myself confirm that birth follows death. Death follows birth. And that is inevitable for all of us. And nothing is permanent in this world. So that attachments we should get rid of. And life is a continuous journey, which is really very long. And one thing we should make ourselves sure is there is no death for our soul. So we have to make our mind and realize that we are only reaching our goal, that is God realization. And we should try hard for higher purposes in life, that is self-realization. We should set our goals towards that.
So when you set your goals towards that, what happens to you?
These thoughts will change, madam. Thoughts will change and we'll get ourselves ready for the final this thing.
Correct. So it will strengthen you with
mind. Yeah.
Yes. Your purpose will be different, and the way you accept things will be different. Your viveka works very well, and vairagya starts to come into picture.
Yes.
So viveka vairagya is there, titiksha is there,
Titiksha.
and all these will start coming to you. And your mumukshutva is what will drive away from this situation and lead to a real purpose that is actually needed for anybody. So, as you said, death is always there for anybody and everybody who has been born. So that is
Yes.
the only surety of life. So we don't know anything else. What is certain, we don't know. The certainty of life is death. So, but we forget that. We don't accept that at all. So Ramana Maharshi's life started with experiencing death. So how death is what he experienced, and then he started doing the sadhana or whatever, the meditation in the cave. So without that, we feel that this whole life that we are leading in this materialistic outer world is permanent. So how to come out of that? At least we must, we will not always have it. It is, we will have to work in this world. We will have to live in this world, and all this has to happen and continue. It's not that we should go and sit in a corner which is silent and then do meditation. No. But being with all the activities, we must stay within ourselves. So that is more important. So for that, you have answered it very well. And one last question of the day to Sudhaji. Say we are instructed by our guru to do some selfless service. But it would be very difficult, and sometimes you start to question, will it lead to liberation? What is the link there? You start to question so many things like that. Should I have to do? Should I stop doing it? So what do you think should be the apt thing for this?
So again, it is one of the Shat Sampatti, Shraddha. So here, Shraddha is actually just one very simple word, but it can actually take many years in our life to, in this search for a master. And then once you think you found a master, to also assist that he is Brahmanishta and Kshotriya, That will also take some more time. It is not possible to have that. It doesn't come immediately. It takes some time. So this whole process will take some time. And in this process, your mind also goes through a refinement where you completely have to accept. Only then it is called Shraddha. If you have any doubts, it's not Shraddha. So you have to understand that he knows the way and he will show me the way. So once you have that 100% faith in your master, that he knows the way and he will show me the way, then everything that he tells you to do is because you need to do it in order to achieve your goal. So that kind of a faith when you have, that Shraddha that you have in your master, that will what keep the questions down, the doubts and the disbelief, all those things will come down only depending upon the Shraddha that you have in on your master.
So this is the normal way of progress in spiritual path. You start to doubt, is it okay? Is it not okay? But you shouldn't stop at that. You should continue. Yes, it is an obstacle. That such type of thoughts shouldn't come is something that is very rigid in our mind. But still, you will have to overcome that. It has come. Accept that and then continue. So, Shraddha on what Guru says is very important. Especially the enlightened Guru, the Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, when they say it must be followed. Yet, some questions do arise. Get the clarity when he is Shrotriya, when he can clear your doubts, get it clarified and strengthen your Shraddha on that particular Guru. That is what is very much necessary. So, all these talks that we are listening, one after the other, it increases our Shraddha in him. So, Prabhuji gives so simple talks on such complicated topics that we simply try to follow it. And sometimes even we get some questions, some doubts, which may not suit our way of thinking. So to change that, you will have to go and inquire and then get it clarified. So that is what is the duty of Guru, and he will be waiting for it. Because that is how we can get over that particular hurdle. Otherwise, it will not be very easy. So, hope I think this will be enough for our the qualities that we have to improve in ourselves. Because maybe I took a few circumstances wherein all can be picked up and we can start to apply. How to apply is what we should get the idea. And you will all have been doing it and you would continue to do so, but even more with even more maybe intensity, with a lot greater intensity. So hope this would be a useful one. Now, Vaishnavi, was it useful, Sudhaji?
Definitely, Kantiji, definitely. Taking those real life scenarios, like you said, and talking about which quality is necessary in different situations. We face them in our life on a daily basis, different situations. It may not be what we have discussed here, but one or the other quality is always required for us to adhere to. Otherwise, again, we would have slipped. So definitely, Kantiji, it was a very good session.
Maybe we can have this after each, if at all, practical application part comes, means we can have something like this, so that it can be, it can give a clarity, better clarity than just learning or going through the text and the talk. If at all, if it is useful for all of you, then we can just do it further down the line.
Because such a session will remind us, like you said, that it is just not knowledge for the sake of knowledge. We need to apply. So yeah, definitely.
What do you say, Jaishriji and Vaishnaviji?
Yes, madam, it's quite useful. And in fact, we'll be using in our daily life, but we may not be knowing that we are using it.
Hmm.
And that experience also will teach us that we are going in the right path.
Hmm. Hmm.
Definitely it will help us, madam.
Okay. So, no, this is a question for myself basically. How can this be prepared? Maybe by the end of a few talks, we can have such things. Is it possible? And if it is beneficial, yes, we can do that. Hope Vaishnavi ji also agrees to this.
Yes, ma'am. This is a sort of nidhidhyasana. You also ponder over what circumstances you will be thrown into tomorrow, and this discussion will remind you on what exactly you must do, and it'll reinforce your values. And I think this accelerates because you already know what you can expect, and you have already discussed, and you have found a solution. So there is no confusion as to what you must do, and that you don't waste time straying away from the 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 right direction. I think this is the best part, man, to have apply and then think over. I think this
Revision
introduce.
class.
Yes, yes, this is the best part.
Okay, okay. So this was just a trial because it was just 5 minutes and it was ending, and another 18 or 13 minutes or 16 minutes video. To start that, it will be halfway through. So just thought of this. Maybe if it is helpful, yes, we can go ahead. I just wanted your opinion. After the experiencing, I wanted your opinion. Yes, we will do that whenever need be. Okay. Vaishnavi ji,
Okay,
can you
madam.
do the ending prayer?
Yes, ma'am. Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. ನಾನು ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. Is that all?
Atmadarshanam
ब्रह्मदर्शनं ब्रह्मदर्शनं सत्यदर्शनं
Antarjyoti
ज्योतिः बहिर्ज्योतिः प्रत्यग्ज्योतिः परात्परा ज्योतिरेव ज्योतिः
Swayam Jyotihi
ज्योतिः
Atma Jyotihi Shivosmyaham Lokaha
समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु.
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om